How's he talking? I'm gonna shut this door in case they need to. I'm gonna shut the door. So hi, I'm back. I had to step away for a minute, get the audio right in the other room. Hi. So I'm here today to talk about something. Well, let me back up. So, what is the name of this? I forgot the name. Oh, my why is someone else's push. So let me talk about that for a minute. So, as you all know, I produce. For those of you who don't know, maybe new to the channel, fix my lipstick. Um, I produce Baltimore Fashion Week. So, with me producing this event, it can be very emotional. Emotional for me, emotional for everybody that's involved, and extremely emotional for the models, and exceptionally emotional for the designers. So I want to talk about when I say, I'm sorry, I'm working on a different screen. So I think I want to change it. I want to switch it back. Hold on. I'm going to switch it to my laptop. Work in progress. Okay, so there we go. And we do this. Okay. Hi. So, okay, this is better. I try to go big on the big screen, big computer thingy, a monitor, but that's not working for me because I'm used to looking this way. So I wanted to do this live today to talk to those who may not know me, or those who have heard about me or heard rumors on the street about me. For those of you who have heard negative things, I will address that things have been negative probably because we told someone no. No one likes to be told no. I'm not very well known in the DMV community, so I'm probably nobody to most of these people who register for Alvin and Harbor. Hey, Derek. And doing an event like this during a pandemic, it can be exceptionally emotional. So today I was watching the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, and they were talking about parenting. So that's where all this came from. And so I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, they were saying how you raise your child and blah, blah, blah. And so when I started Baltimore Fashion Week, it was more of a way because I knew shows could be done better. I knew they could be done in a short amount of time, and I knew that this was possible. I'm like, there has got to be a better way than to do a show with three designers that last 4 hours. Like I could not understand or put my finger on why, hey Loretta, or why it was taking so long for a show to happen. And I used to models. I'm like, why do I have to stay? If I'm done walking, why do I have to stay for 2-3 hours until the show is over? So when I finally went to New York for my very first New York Fashion Week, it was completely explained to me how the process works. And I took that and I ran with it. And we're in our 13th season for Baltimore Fashion Week, which, by the way, is happening only on one day. It's happening on August the 29th at the Delta. The show, we're not doing anything else during the week. We moved everything to 2021. That's already in the process. We switched a lot of the events around. A lot of the events will happen in the evening. except for the runway shows, they will be held in the afternoon like we are now, 3 o'clock. And we booked a show for designer debut, which normally happens in New York. That's not happening. Hey, Denise, that's not happening because of the oh, thanks, Loretta. That's not happening. I should put some of these comments up on the screen so y'all won't think I'm losing my mind, because I am. And so we have Vanessa. She says, "Hey." Then Loretta, "Hi." And then we have Denise, who has showcased that picture you see in the ticker area is her at Baltimore Fashion Week. She showcased her debut last year, and she did New York Fashion Week designer debut at New York Fashion Week last year. And this is Loretta saying how much of a great experience it was. I'm glad that you said it was a good experience, because I'm very, 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 very hard on everyone who is a part of this event. And that's why it's labeled my why is someone else's push. So I'm really, really, really hard. Just name all the realities, just write them on a piece of paper. All the realities you can fit on a piece of paper, that's me when it comes to these designers. And I set standards and I'm not lowering them for anyone. And so, and a lot of people think that I'm this demonoid person that's really evil, and I'm not. I just know, first of all, I don't accept anybody for this event who I don't think is ready. That's number one. You'll be a no. We have 52 designers to register. I accepted out of the 52, 12, and this year we'll be showcasing 5 designers on Saturday during their Baltimore Fashion Week, and then we have the designer showcasing on Sunday. Also, I'm sorry, on Saturday. So we have 2 shows on Saturday, the 29th. We have the Baltimore Fashion Week at 3 and the designer debut at 6 o'clock at the Delta. So it's 2 different events. If you're interested in going to both events, send us a message because we have special pricing. It is not on the site because it's just too much the formula is just crazy. So it's easier for us to do the transaction offline, and then we just send you the ticket and everybody's happy. So if you want to go to both, just send us a message and let us know. But for the designers, I push them to their ultimate level, past their ultimate level. And I have very strong conversations with them about their collection. I can see things before they even bring it up close to the camera, because every designer that I met with, they had to turn their garment inside out. I wanted to see finished seams. If seams weren't right, I wanted to, ask questions. I never assume. So I always want to ask questions that I can have an understanding of why that pathway of construction was taken versus another route that could have been done. So, I can sew, but I don't do draping. I love to do zippers and buttons though. I don't do linings. It just scares me. So, but if I know a designer is using a certain type of style aesthetic in their collection, and I can see that, this might not be their forte, or they're trying it, I will be quick, fast. It's like, this is not the time to try something new. And with that being said, I also take into considerations that these designers are participating in a pandemic. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on emotionally. It's a lot going on with everyone who's participating, especially the designers, because they're creating virtually. And when I say that, I mean that they don't even have the opportunity this year. They don't even have the opportunity this year to actually meet. No, let me take that back. We didn't have Baltimore Fashion Week didn't have the opportunity this year to actually schedule an in-person fitting. We normally do one, and then the rest are one of the designers. But this year, they had to take that in consideration. Not only that, we had to take into consideration safe distancing, everything that's going on. I mean, it's been a complete topsy-turvy for me, and I'm quite sure it has been for the designers. And so back to the designers, when I meet with a designer to go over their collection and to see what it looks like. It's not my vision to say, oh my God, like who, why are you making that? I don't do that. If I do, I apologize, but that wasn't my intent to any designers in the past or present. I just want to know who your customer is and what your direction is for your collection, because I'm not every customer. Um, and so the customer has to make the decision of if they want to purchase. So I had a meeting recently with a designer, and that designer, I was very strong and strict and direct and um, very focused, and like, this, you need to fix it, you need to step it up. And it wasn't to be mean or to be evil, but I see in people what they don't sometimes see in themselves. Like, if you can create a collection, I can look at it and see your potential versus what I might see other places. But when you and I, or when I meet with the designers, I'm taking it like 40 steps past what they probably even envisioned would happen during this meeting. I'm looking at, I'm watching their personality. I'm looking to see, can they deal with a customer who might not want to pay the price they want to charge. But I gotta watch my time because I have another meeting at 6 o'clock with the designers. So, are they able to handle the price points and how that's done? Are they able to stand up to that client that says, well, I really like the garment, but I don't have that money? Are is this price negotiable? Can they handle that? Are they willing to handle it? And that's totally up to them. As far as the garment goes, I just want a story to be told on the runway, and for the collection to be clean, the seams to be right, and it has to be perfect. We just don't have time for for I guess construction errors here, because the people that sit in our audience are heavy hitters in the fashion industry, and all the time I don't know that they're coming. I just know they're there when they show up, and they ask either to speak with me or to say, hey Sharon, like, oh my God, I didn't know you were coming, that kind of stuff. And so I was meeting with a designer recently, and to see this designer push as hard as they did with everything that they had going on in their life. When I was watching the Will Smith era, like, I broke down, like, literally in tears. And because it reminded me of the conversation that I was having with the designer, and to think that they are going through everything they're going through, and they were still able to create such a beautiful collection. It is really, really, really nice. And I'm not saying this, anybody that knows me knows that I keep it 100 all the time. Like, all the designers that we have this year can really open every last one of them. If we could rotate the table and just have the designers open, all of them could open the show. So maybe I'll have all of them open the show one behind each other. Um, I'm not doing that. So it was just, God speaks to me in a lot of different ways. And, I got God in one ear, then I have, um, I don't know who this other voice is, but this other voice, and then you have, I guess it's the universe, I don't know. And one thing, I don't want people to think that I'm this evil woman. I just know what I know, and I expect the best out of everybody because I know it's in there. My job is to pull it out and to make you see it. And so the meeting was, I was nervous, and I'm never really nervous, but I was nervous to actually join in on the meeting because I really didn't know what I was walking into. I didn't know how I would handle it. I didn't know if I would, I just didn't know how I would react if it wasn't, you know, a difference. And when I got off the meeting, I sat at my desk. Well, it looked much worse than this yesterday. Y'all should have saw it. But I sat at my desk and I like cried, like funeral tears, like, oh my God. And I was just so excited for the person that they did not give up. It was like, I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep moving forward. But I was like, so why don't you I was like, so why don't you just sit this one out this year and showcase next year? And they were like, nope, not doing it. I'll see you on our meeting date and we'll talk about it and I'll show you what I have and then we can take it from there. I'm like, okay, all right. I have this as a matter of fact type look on my face, like, okay. And when I tell you they came through, they came through. And it's going to be a beautiful show. And I'm not saying this so everybody can go out and buy tickets, but please buy tickets, like buy two. Thank you. Because of the COVID-19, the seating had to be 6 feet apart. My God, everything is just like, it's just crazy. And to continue to move forward with this, I need all y'all to buy a ticket to make me feel like, oh my God, this was not in vain. Like the designers, forget me. Let's talk about the designers. The designers have not once, not yet, not ever. The designers or the models, especially the ones that are here now, they have not once said, oh, is this still happening? No one. So even if I wanted to quit, I couldn't because no one else is asking, like, are we having this? Are you sure you want to do this? And I drop off the radar quite often. Thank you, Vanessa. I drop off the radar quite often. And when I do that, it's not because I don't have nothing to say, it's because I'm back here working. I have in my mind, Fashion Week is the end of July. So that means to me, everything needs to be done. So I have to update the websites. I have to create the event booklet. I have to get the flyers done. Sunday, my apartment will be Gift Central. And that's just some of the gifts in the living room, some of them. And so Gift Central is right in the front of the apartment and I have nothing to do with that. So my mom, who you all know, work in the office along with a really good friend, they're partnering together. I said, just write me a list of what you need me to get to make that job complete, but I want nothing to do with it. And as I was purging last night, because I was, cleaning up, I went through and it was adding more stuff to the pile. Like, oh, I bought this, never used it. Oh, okay. I mean, nice stuff, like nice stuff. But my rule is if I haven't touched it in 6 months, I don't need it. So I just don't want people to think that it's never come off evil. Okay. I'll read what Loretta said in a few minutes, but I didn't read it all, so I pray to God that it's positive. But if it's not, I don't have a reason why it's not. I just want people to understand that our tactics, and it's not a my thing, our tactics from the person in charge of the photography to my production team in the back that work with the designers and the models and the interns to the lead hair, the lead makeup person. My right-hand person is coming all the way from South Carolina to be here this year to assist me. It has never, ever, ever, never, ever been about me or been about what, my team and I deliver. If it was, I would have stopped a long time ago, honestly, because the stuff that we all individually have to endure from the attitudes and, oh, I'm sorry, we don't allow that here. Well, what do you mean you don't allow? Didn't you got to deal with that. And I'm not the one. Let's just put it out there. I'm not the one, and my team members are kind of sort of with no nonsense altogether, which makes a really good Team aesthetic because um, because we can talk honestly and openly to each other without anybody catching feelings. Now, I don't know if a lot of people can do that, can talk openly, honestly, like, well, I don't think that worked. And I was like, okay, well, let's talk about it. So what would work? Now, keep in mind that I wasn't always this type of person. Like, oh, well, you're doing it anyway because I said so. That's usually how it went. But, as you mature in your business and you grow, you have to give people space to speak their mind, especially if you consider them to be part of the team. They can't be a part of the team if you don't give them an opportunity to speak. Um, and so I pushed my team to come up with, you know, results or ways to make things happen. They have their lane, I have mine. They don't come over here and I don't go over in their lane. Just if you need me, call me. Other than that, I'm out. I'm gonna do what I gotta do and keep it moving. So if I don't hear from you, I will assume that everything is perfect. So I don't want to hear otherwise the day of this stuff didn't go right. So speaking of social distancing, not only that, every person that comes in the venue now has to be temperature checked. Well, they don't have to be, but we are temperature checking every person that comes in. Everyone must wear a mask. The models, I just ordered disposable masks for the models because when they go on the runway, they have to wear a mask until they hit the runway. Once they come off the runway, then we give them another one to put on while they're changing. When they get out of that garment, they throw that one, dispose of that mask. And then when they get off the runway, we give them another one. So I'm still trying to figure out the equation without having the final model list of how many times models are walking. So I'm just going to order a whole lot. How about that? And we'll just have it on hand in case, Lord forbid, if this happens again, we'll be ready. Because not after the 3 o'clock show, we got a show at 6 o'clock, and we got to go through the same thing. And so the runway is in the shape of a U, so models really don't pass each other. They'll be on the opposite side of the runway. The seats are pushed back far enough so the models won't even if they look your way, you probably can't feel them looking at you. We also have gloves. Thank you, Shannon. We have gloves as well. Everybody has to wear rubber gloves in the back, and the hair and makeup process is a completely different beast this year. Like, I'm waiting to talk to my team about that because I'm like, what? I didn't know there was a COVID certification process. I found that out last Saturday. The hair and makeup process is not like it normally was or is when you do a normal show. That's a whole bunch of personalized stuff that needs to be done. And I need to figure that out before the end of July because come August 1, I don't want to do nothing but have to wait until the show date comes. That's it. That's all I want to do is just wait until the show date comes. I don't have to run around buying stuff or any of that. So, my why is someone else's push. Like Loretta, let me see what she wrote. And I'm gonna have to, because I have to prepare for my next meeting. Your personality, work ethics has never come off as evil to me. Which from experience, and nothing wrong with it. So y'all can read it. I'm not gonna do that because I hate when people train and they read what's on the screen. Like, I can read. I'm 55. Oh, yay. Oh, you really like my realness? Really? Okay. Loretta's walked for us, I think, for probably 4 or 5 years, four or five seasons. So she's like a vet on the runway. I'm just waiting for the model list to come. Oh, this year, if you sit front row, I think we're doing I think we're going to do event booklets for everyone because the seat count due to this social distancing has been reduced. So I think we can pull off giving everyone an event booklet, including the individuals that are in standing room only. We had the designers, all designers in the booklet will have the list of their garment in the order of the show. So if you're sitting in the audience and thanks, Shannon. If you're sitting in the audience and you see a garment that you like, say it's the 6th or 7th garment that comes down the runway, now you can go to the designer and say, oh, you know what? I like to see Cat in the Hat on the springtime, and then they will go to that garment and pull that garment for you, and you can buy it because this year you'll be able to purchase the garments right off the runway, because the designers will have the real estate or the space to actually sell garments after the show. And the collections are beautiful. I'm telling you, y'all see, I'm trying to lose weight, right? I'm trying to get to a 6 by August. It's not happening. It's not, but IJS, I'm just saying, I'm trying to, let's see the cat in the hat. I'm trying to get into these dresses they have. My God. And the knitwear designer, my God, she's just amazing. This is amazing. Oh, and we're also hopefully going to be able to pull off the designers that participated in the flat to finish competition. So that's also going to be happening during Baltimore Fashion Week, the 13th season. When you do, give me some tips. What is Vanessa talking about? So yeah, so that's all I wanted to say, because I had to mentally prepare for the designer meeting that's coming up, because I found out some information that hopefully they'll like. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And so I have to talk to them about that, and then once they do what they need to do, hopefully they'll do it by Monday. Then I can start working on finding a videographer, not a videographer, a person or organization, a company that live streams, a production company that live streams, so we can make that happen. Fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed and prayers lifted. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to come here and say I'm real, just like everybody else. I don't say yes to everything. I don't think everything deserves a yes. And if you're a no, you're a no for a reason. If you want to know why I said no, or why somebody said I did something, just ask me and I'll tell you. That goes for anybody on my team, because Lord knows I know what has happened, because they either tell me right after the incident happened, or when we debrief, they spill the beans. I mean, this coffee, it's just tea all over the place. They just spill tea all over my desk. It's just all over my desk. So, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to drop a quick drop in and say, hey, y'all, hey. And hopefully you'll come to Fashion Week this year. So it's August 29th at the Delta Hotel. Parking is free. They have over 800 spots. So the models don't have to pay for parking. The makeup artists, the hairstylists, the designers, the guests, none of y'all have to buy. Now, y'all know for 12 seasons, y'all had to pay for parking. Guess what? You don't have to pay for parking this year, and you don't have to pay for parking next year, because I already booked the dates for next year. Yes, I am that fabulous, for both Baltimore and New York. So I think that's it. Yeah, that's all I have. I think that's all I have for right now. So I'm going to go, and I will talk to you all soon. I'll be dropping my little posts in Facebook like I always have in the past, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for spending your, what's the day? Thursday evening with me as I, free parking. Yep, free parking. My God, about time. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me as I talked about designers. Yay! Bye. Okay, I can never. Why? Can y'all tell me why I'm using? Where's the mouse? I can never find the mouse. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So I have this. Okay, sidebar. I'm squirreling. So I have this, right? I can never see the little mouse pointer thing on the screen. That's why y'all see my eyes doing like this. Because I don't know where it is. Where's the mouse? Where is the flipping mouse? I got it. It's right there. The mouse pointer. So now I'm going. Bye.